Hey y'all, I'm back. I'm back for us to cover something that we haven't did in a very long time, and that is court is messy. Okay, I got a request for us to bring it back, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back with this one episode that I found regarding a wife and some other woman. But let us go ahead and just get right on into it. Make sure you liking the video first, though. Like the video. Make sure you're commenting, and if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, honey. Go ahead and do what you need to do. Let's go ahead and get to this 100K. What we waiting on? All right, let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm answering the phone, and all I hear in the background is you're screaming, saying, are you, pardon me, Judge, are you effing this B? You're messing with my husband. And at that time, I didn't know that he was married. But Audrey, to testify under oath, to say that I said I was going to kill you is false.
This hearing is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed on YouTube.
And this matter comes before the court because Ms. Dalton filed a motion to terminate a protective order that I granted in favor of Ms. Kendall. Actually, I'm not sure if I granted it or if one of my colleagues granted it. One of the judges of the circuit signed a protective order. Looks like actually it was Judge West. Back in April, granting a protective order. So as an initial matter, I'm going to request that both of you state and spell your names for the record. We can begin with Ms. Kendall.
Yes. My name is Audrey Kendall. Audrey Harris Kendall, spelled Audrey, Harris, Harris, Kendall, Kendall.
Thank you, ma'am. And Ms. Dalton.
I'm Jami Dalton, Jamie Dalton, D as in David, Alton.
Thank you very much. And Ms. Kendall, this is your PPO that was granted. And what I'm going to do is swear you in and have you state the basis for it without reading it directly from the PPO. And then I'll allow Ms. Dalton to ask you any questions she has. I might ask you some questions, and then Ms. Dalton can make a statement, and then I can rule on whether the PPO remains in place or not. So, Ms. Kendall, if you'd raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony today will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Very good. And Ms. Kendall, can you tell me why you sought out to get a PPO in the first place?
Yeah. Well, I can start with saying that on the 26th, I went to Ms. Dawson's home after finding out that my husband had been there when he should have been at work, and I just talked to him. So like I said, curiosity got the best of me. I did go over there. I wasn't sure what house it was, but I did go over to see if he was there, and no one was there. So I left to take care of errands. On the way back, I seen a lady standing out by one of those homes. I went near there and I asked her, did she know my husband? She said no. And I said, thank you. And I left. That's the last time that I've seen her. Still didn't know anything about her or my husband. But circle back, 3 weeks later, my husband confessed to he had been seeing Ms. Dalton, that they had an affair. And my husband, I guess he broke it off with her. He told her I was there. He told her not to call anymore, that he wanted to see her anymore, that it was wrong. Ms. Dalton stated that I'm going to call. I'm going to continue to call with a few choice words. And she also stated that she knew where I lived and that she's cocked and loaded, that she would shoot me and kill me. And that was concerning and scary to me. I don't know if she carries or anything like that, but I have never threatened her. I have never at all, harassed her. If there's a problem with her and my husband, he stated he never harassed her. That's between them. I have nothing to do. Whatever they did, I had no knowledge of it. And I'm just finding out, like I said, 3 weeks later after I came to her home. But it was like 3 weeks later on the 21st when she went and put made a police report and I put a PP out on me. But that's after my
y'all over here in court with each other. You need to be in court with that Nick Kai. And where he at? I hate situations like that, and then the man don't be nowhere near the court proceedings. You need to be there as a witness testifying on somebody's behalf, okay? Preferably your wife's. However, the lady over there talking about pew pew pewing. I mean, if you're gonna pew somebody, it would need to be him. In my personal, for sitting up here playing with you and wasting your time, but I do question whether or not you really knew that man was married or not. Now, see, if y'all are at this big grown age in life where you're messing with somebody else's husband, it's so much available to you on the internet. Y'all at least know how to search up Google at the bare minimum. So I feel like she may have known about this woman, known that he was married and didn't give a damn, because men will sell you the thought that, oh, we have some issues in our marriage, I'm from the file for a divorce, yada yada yada. It don't be worth it, but okay.
Husband told her that he didn't want to see her no more. I don't know why she didn't make that report when I was over on the 26th, because she knew that I had was no harm to her in no way, form, or fashion. And so, I mean, she called, making emails. I have calls way after the 21st, from April to April 8th, that she still was calling. We had to get 2 new phones. She had gotten a new phone number. These are old phones that we had to keep getting, because she would call each time, get the number, call his job, sending information to my husband's. He works for the school part-time, and she sent recording, because she called and wanted to talk with him. And I said, look, tell her to stop calling. And she heard he and I had a heated argument. She recorded it and sent the recording to his school, as well as, like I said, emailing him at his job. So
to the school?
There's a lot of stuff in here that, I couldn't even submit to you, that she just keep harassing us.
Okay. Well, and I mean, primarily, it sounds like your concern is the threat. She threatened to shoot you. That was one of the in there, and then other text messages or living past your house after this all started. So, all right, Miss Dalton, do you have any questions for Miss Kendall?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do have questions from Miss Kendall. I never told you I was going to kill you. Actually, I never spoke with you. There was screaming by you on March 17th when Zach called my phone, or you called my phone. And there was a lot of screaming going in the background, and I was confused as to what was going on, because he and I,
y'all, my bad.
And all I hear in the background as to what was going on, because he and I had been communicating that afternoon. So when I got the call that evening on March 17th, I'm answering the phone, and all I hear in the background is you're screaming, saying, are you, pardon me, Judge, are you effing this B? You're messing with my husband. And at that time, I didn't know that he was married. But Audrey, to testify under oath, to say that I said I was going to kill you is false.
Okay. Well, and yeah, I mean, was that a question?
I'm sorry.
Is that a question?
I apologize. That was a rant, but Audrey, did I verbally tell you that I was going to kill you?
Yes, you did. You told me that you did. You sent that. You sent this information. You sent this paper with question marks where you know why I live.
Ma'am, you got a slight smile on your face as she's talking. I'm willing to believe that you did tell that lady that you were gonna pop her.
I don't even know you. This is my first time really seeing you. I don't know who you are. Your problems are with my husband, what you and him had for a year. Has nothing to do with me. I never threatened you, Jami. I never harassed you. If you can show and pull up anything, I told you. I sent a few messages when you continued to call. I said, Jami, stop calling, my home. Stop calling them. Yes, I did, Jami. I have all the information. I have all the.
Judge has it too.
Okay, hang on just a second. Ms. Dalton, I do one of the messages that Miss Kendall attached here. It looks like it is a screenshot. It is, it looks like, and I can't tell if it's from, it looks like 616-634-3301, stating if she, your woman, your wife, come near my home, I will consider as being an intruder or stalker and protect myself by any means necessary. I am locked and loaded. With a picture not of you. It just looks like it's a GIF image. Did you send that one, Miss Dalton?
I sent that to Zach.
Okay, so that's your testimony. Well, it looks like it's addressed to Mr. Harris, but now, okay, all right, and yeah, I mean, he communicated it to his wife. I guess the expectation would be, if you really wanted to stop doing that, probably you'd expect that he would, tell her, "Gee, don't go by her house; she's going to shoot you," kind of thing. I mean, am I reading it wrong?
No, the interpretation is that I have a gun, and I actually filed the initial PPO on March 21st, Judge. And so when Miss Harris Kendall came and filed her PPO in April and alleged that I was going to kill her, that's a serious allegation that she made. I never talked to her. This is the first time I'm talking to her today, other than her scream. I'm talking. Other than her screaming in the background. I sent that to Zach because Miss Harris Kendall Harris went to my neighbor's home on 2 different occasions, on the 25th and the 26th. My neighbors called me. At the time, I didn't know anything about her. Zach then called me and asked me what was my address, and that after she left my home, he said she came by. He confirmed that was her, and she came by my home. At that time, he was still denying that he was married. So I didn't know the relationship, because he and I was just together that morning. So I had said to him, do not have her come to my home anymore, and I put in my PPO on March 21st that you should have. I have a CCW and it's licensed. I see clients in the community. I testify against clients. I don't know who's coming up to me. She asked me, was my name Lisa Reed? And I said no. She asked me if I worked at Turning Point. I said no. She said, what is your name? And I said, why? She said, because you look familiar. And I said, my name is Jami. She said, oh, and she then pulled off. I don't know this lady. I don't know. I'm in the community. I work with people I testify against all the time. So I have no idea who she is. And so I then said to Zach in a text, I said, once I found out who she was, if she comes to my house again, be it she's your woman, wife, or whomever, I am going to protect myself at any means necessary.
Yeah, you don't know who she is, and right, you're still getting clear as to whether he's got a wife and what the relationship's like. Well, what's the response on that, Ms. Kendall, that all these communications were directed to Mr. Harris?
I'm sorry, can you say it again, Your Honor?
Yeah, I mean, she's claiming she directed the messages not as threats to you, but as information she was sending to Mr. Harris, not even knowing who you were at the time.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true, because after that, she and that phone, it's my phone was my husband's, mine. What's mine is his. And that phone was there. And when she sent, that's how I know she was calling and sending messages. And that is the reason why I said, honey, can you please tell her, Miss Jami, not to call anymore? She has a recording of my husband and I arguing, and it's from, the same phone that she texts, locked and loaded, and then she know where we live. And she was so threatening. I mean, I have all kind of messages here. I mean, there's tons and tons of paperwork she's continued to call. So I just wanted to know, I just want to ask her, that is she saying that I harassed her, if I was threatening her? Jami, was I ever a threat or harm to you in any type of way? I mean, really.
Well, and that, I mean, she's not asking for a PPO
well,
here.
She was a harm to me.
You.
Yeah, she was a harm to me, because that's scary when somebody says that, that they will shoot you, because she verbally said it on the phone that I would kill you if you come to my home. You did say that. Yeah, you did. God.
Okay, and you're saying she said that directly to you as well?
Yes, she did. Yeah,
in a phone call.
Your Honor, she said that I have a lot of calls that she continues to call that number. Like I said, these are the phones we had to get. This is the phone right here that she would call We had
Is
what
that
happened.
your phone or your husband's phone?
This is our phone. This is
Mm,
my
mm.
husband has his phone right here. Matter of fact, he has a new phone because she
Oh,
called this
husband must be
job
sitting right
and
there.
got the new number for this phone. Was the second phone that he got, and then he had to. Now this is no good, so he has a new number where he told his job to not give out that number. Everyone is to call the work number, not his personal.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. I just feel like you need to be in court for another reason. Unless he must be the breadwinner or something. Because, girl, you need to be in court getting a damn divorce. Okay? Versus sitting up here having to go back and forth with his fucking mistress because she crazy. And now, granted, yes, put her on paper and protect yourself just in case you do have to clap her out of here or something like that. But the fact that he got all these different phones makes me feel away. Like he's a man that can't get right, won't do right. And he over here switching out phones, but not switching out his actions is crazy to me. He over there telling the job not to give out the new number. No, nigga, you don't give out the new number. You are the problem. I don't see how you or your wife do not see that. Just a little piece is what it's giving me. Child.
number.
And one of the most recent calls that came to the phone that they could be, well, I mean, if it's a mutual phone, it's hard to say. When did she make the threat that she was going to shoot you?
Well, she made the threat. I'm gonna look on the date. Let me see. This was like I think like March the 19th, the 18, 19, 20, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When she said that she would kill me. I mean, like when she verbally said it, it was even after that. She made this tell your wife. I mean, like, she didn't say tell your wife, but I'm cocked and loaded and I will kill you. But then she made a verbal, she said it verbally. This was actually when she called again. Well, my husband, I will argue. She called a couple times that day, 2 or 3 times that day.
I kind of believe the wife though,
And I
even
was
though
just
this lady shaking her
frustrated,
head.
that he and I was arguing. I'm like, I'm tired of calling. Well, he said I told her not to call, and she continued to call. And that's when she said, well, I will shoot you because she and I had a little altercation. Not I wouldn't say big. I would just look, stop calling my home. I'm calling my husband. I mean, I have. She responded and kept calling emails up until April 10th. Up until April the 10th, I guess. I think that was probably the last time that we heard anything from her. But she just telling him how much she loves him and this and that.
Yeah, well, and I mean, it's difficult in these cases and, but important because a personal protective order is personal. It prohibits her from
But I'm
reaching out to
scared.
you, but not to him, even
But
though
I'm
he's your
scared.
husband.
I'm scared.
Yeah,
That she's
I
And
someone.
I'm
get it.
not saying you shouldn't be scared of that other woman. You know what I'm saying? If she's just throwing threats around, if you are in fear, completely understand. However, I think you need to be in fear of that Nika that's laying next to you as well. Okay? Because if he over here hunching up on her that morning, knowing he's supposed to be over there with you, ain't no telling what he's gonna bring over there to you. So I feel like you shouldn't just be in fear of her. You need to be in fear of his ass as well.
Said that, these days, you got to take that serious if someone's saying that to you. When I had never threatened her anything, I don't know what reason she would have to want to shoot me. There's nothing at all that she can say that I threatened her or harmed her or harassed her at all. But to say that and then have my address with 10, 5 to 6 question marks, that's scary.
All right.
I don't get off into that right there. And I don't go around harming people or hurting people.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Dalton. Why don't you make your final statement and I can make a ruling here.
Okay, because this is ridiculous. Your Honor, I brought to your courtroom a stack of information showing that the communication between me and Zach went on via email. I came to your courtroom and I sat there last week with this information. I gave it to your clerk. So
Yeah, and I did get it in the file. It hasn't been introduced into evidence in the matter, and I don't know that it needs to necessarily be because really what I need is information from Miss Kendall, kind of explaining the basis for the order here, and she's explained thus far that she got concerned by the combination of messages and then phone conversations that she perceived as threatening and harassing. So, I mean, I think and you deny, you do say you did send the one message saying, hey, I don't know who the lady is, but she comes on my premises. you know, I'm going to defend myself. But you deny saying to her in as many words, I'm going to, you know, affirmatively find you and shoot you. Is
No,
that right, Miss Dalton?
that is correct. I never said that. And that's such a serious
You did.
allegation. If Miss Kendall heard me say that, that is so serious that she should have, if she said that was on March 18th, 19th, she waited until April to file this PPO and police report saying I said that. So if she wanted to defend herself, if she was so fearful of me, she would have did that immediately, and the police would have been at my door.
Ooh.
Because I do have a pistol, but I keep it at home. I don't take it out in public. And she's saying that I came to her home. I've never been to her home, but she's been to my home.
Child.
She's been to my home, as evidenced by video footage on my neighbor's camera. She came to my home on more than one occasion. She doesn't have video footage of me doing that. She does not have an audio.
Okay, Miss Ma'am. Okay, Miss Ma'am. You seem like you clocking her just a little bit here. Okay, you seem like you got the judge. You giving the judge something to really think about here. Okay, because I do agree. Like, girl, you should have filed on her. It's that motherfucking day is what you really should have did, or at least within that week or that month. You know what I'm saying? Not a month later. But it don't mean that she wasn't afraid. Maybe she wanted to file someone go and said maybe that husband was like, nah, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Maybe. Maybe she did and she just didn't. But you know, I see what you're trying to
voicemail message of me saying I'm going to kill her, using those words, quote unquote, kill her. She does not even have anything via text or email with me indicating that. What she did was she took a pen and she wrote it on her PPO in big letters, kill. So it'll look like I'm this aggressive person that I am not. And I know her husband is sitting next to her because I heard his voice, and he should attest to that and tell the truth. I never
husband
said that.
is sitting next to him. He better have
if you want him to
his
come
right
right here, he heard you say that, Jamie.
He did
All
not.
right. Well, I don't want
He
to.
did say that.
Yeah, I want to.
But it's not necessary.
Yeah, let's keep that. Well,
It's between you and I.
Miss Kendall, you pointed
I'm
it out.
sorry, but I couldn't be the judge because I asked where he's at. I said, you want to call him in as a witness, Miss Kendall? Bring his ass to the front because I have some questions for him. Because what do you mean it's between y'all when that mother is the reason that y'all is addict? He's in between y'all. Literally in between your legs and in between going back and forth. I don't like all that action. Bring his ass out here because he the cause of it. Talking about something it's not necessary. That's the problem right there. In my personal, you don't never hold his ass to the damn fire. That's why he keep doing what the hell he want to do and getting all them damn different phones because he know it's going to take him back every chance.
At some point that there was a
Hurry up.
message with your address and exclamation points. Did you send a message like that, Miss Dalton?
Never.
Okay. And did you provide me with a copy of that, Miss Kendall?
Was that entered into evidence?
You're muted, Miss Kendall. Let me see. This is one of the messages that you attached to your original PPO, or is it somewhere after you filed for the PPO?
He might have to unmute her. Somebody muted the lady. Y'all not gonna let her know that she ain't talking, that y'all can't hear her.
It's okay. I do see you pointing. Could you hold it a little closer to the camera, please? Still live on DAWs? Question.
My place on Ralph
All
wasn't
right.
ready. It's the fact that can't nobody hear her talking.
You're muted, Miss Kendall.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Did that message that you just showed me, was that addressed to you or to your husband?
That was sent to me because on this phone, she knows it. That on that same phone, there's time when if I bring the phone down, you can see that I'm telling her, Jamie, stop calling me and my husband and texting.
Yeah, it's in
This
your
is me on
voice,
this
in
is me
other
on that
words.
phone. So yes, that was it sent to me. She know I uses that phone. I've sent messages to her in regards to, to don't call
Okay, so
anymore.
Jamie is like, no, BITCH, just because you feel like what's your husband's is yours, I didn't send that message to you. I sent it to your husband. But the wife is using this as a way to say that you were threatening me, which is why I need this PPO order or I need whatever else it is that I need because I need it to appear as though it was sent to me. Um, Child, you need one from that husband sitting next to you.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
my husband at the time had a whole new number.
All right.
So he wasn't, he had a whole new number.
Well, then I feel like that does kind of make sense. Like if he had a whole new number, then she's still thinking that he occupied an old number, but somebody was messaging her because what you just held up to the front wasn't just her talking to herself. Somebody else was reacting with her. So was it your husband still in communication with her after you told him not to be in communication? Child, this is just a mess. It's just an overall mess. And I just really pinpoint the man being the problem in all of this.
All right. Well, here's what my ruling is going to be. I mean, the basis for the PPO requires 2 or more instances of conduct that a average person would consider harassing or threatening behavior. And in this case, unfortunately, it's unclear to me who these messages were directed to. I get it that you guys share a phone. However, it appears that the messages were primarily, at least from the name at the top of the messages attached to the PPO, directed to Mr. Harris. And in fact, they appear to be, printed off Mr. Harris's screenshot account or whatever and sent on here. And some of it is in Mr. Harris's voice. Some of it is the subsequent messages are in your own voice, enough to hear that, when confronting a situation here that involved an extramarital affair, very normal that discussions got heated or animated.
But my husband filed a PPO himself in regards to this too, and you guys denied his because she not only harassing me but harassing her. He couldn't understand why his was denied because she just continued to call and call.
Well, the remedy there is to appeal the denial.
I mean, like a crazed woman.
Yeah, well, if he's got a
man.
beef, he's got a beef with it. If he really wants his PPO to stick, then what he's got to do is appeal the denial of the
Yeah, you got to
PPO.
appeal.
Can't argue it through a kind of side door through a PPO directed to you. But I can't
Right.
find in this case that there's a preponderance that that harassment, as it were, was directed to you individually during that time. So I am going to terminate this PPO at this time. However, it's crystal clear to me, that there's still hard feelings, as anyone would expect in a situation like this. And I certainly think that the both of you would be well advised not to contact each other. I can't, order that, in a formal way until someone requests a PPO and supplies the sufficient evidence. And on top of it, Mr. Harris is, also involved in this thing, and obviously had a denied PPO, but he has a time frame to appeal that. So,
well,
in that case,
I have a question for you, Your Honor, before you rule. But she has a PP out on me too, so I filed a motion to have mine terminated. I don't know if you can, if you had a chance to look at that.
Is your PPO still in place?
Yes, it is.
Against Ms. Kendall. Okay. Well, you can file to, however, there is a strict timeline to do that. It's a 14-day timeline. It may be too late to request the termination of it. So, undoubtedly the, best thing to do in that situation is not violate it, because
that's fine. But I've already filed mine, so I don't know if you was gonna do the same thing again.
This is a tit for tat, basically, because the defendants was already awarded, which is crazy when she went and did hers. So maybe she had enough compelling evidence to get one awarded towards her. And it's crazy that y'all coming to the front and y'all don't have enough evidence to get one in y'all favor, you nor your husband. But then I kind of feel like if it's in place, then hell, what y'all need one for? It's still in place that y'all don't need to be around her. So I'm sure she the one that wanted it, so she probably not gonna be around y'all either. But I guess it's giving you file one on me, BIT. I'm gonna file one on you too. But okay, you need to file one up on that on that man child.
So,
Yep, no, and like I say, if additional incidents occur down the road, I certainly would consider them. But I'm going to terminate this one at the time, just because I can't determine, if those messages were directed towards you or your husband. So this one's concluded, and like I say, I think kind of both parties, all parties keeping distance from each other is in everyone's best interest
definitely.
going forward. So
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, y'all. So that's that. That's that, honey. Listen, he has got to go. All right. But I don't know how long they've been together, how ingrained he is into her life and her lifestyle, whether they got kids together or what the issue is. But the fact that he got to keep switching phones, that man ain't trying to do right, don't want to do right. So, girl, you could free yourself of that stress and having to go down there to the courtroom every time trying to get yourself a damn a PPO or whatever against a woman he messing with. Like, let me go, honey. That's all I got. Leave your thoughts and comments down below, honey. I'm Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL. Got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can fill a pool with